What's up guys, Matt the Riff Master here. So today I have one question for you. Standing up or sitting down? So guys, standing up or sitting down? And no, I'm not referring to if you should pee standing up or pee sitting down. We're talking about learning and practicing guitar. Should you practice sitting down or should you practice standing up or should you practice both? This question's come up a few times in the comments for me. So today I thought I would discuss it and give you guys my thoughts on the matter. So let's do this. So when you're playing guitar, first of all, I think it is very beneficial to practice the guitar sitting down and standing up. Because here's why. So when you're sitting down and you're practicing, you're kind of in this position, right? You're playing, your arms in this kind of angle, you're here, but as soon as you stand up, everything changes, okay? So as you can see here, the guitar is kind of like this, but as soon as you stand up, it's a slightly different angle. So from here, where you're holding, the way you're holding your pick, the way your pick is attacking the string, and you stand up, as the guitar changes angle, more of a diagonal kind of angle, the angle of the pick may slightly change. So you may be really comfortable playing like this, but as soon as you stand up, it's going to be a different feel because everything's kind of shifted slightly. So that's why you want to practice standing up and sitting down. I mean, standing up, if you think, well, why would I need to practice standing up? Why would I stand up playing guitar? You might not be a musician who goes out gigging in a band, or you might just be a stay-at-home guitar player, but it's always useful to be able to, be comfortable while you're playing standing up, because like I said, it's definitely a different feel than sitting down. I do a lot of playing sitting like this, like when I'm recording. So there's been times where I've really got used to and comfortable playing this way, but then when I go to play the same riff and I'm stood up, it is a little bit different. Now, I'll admit, I am guilty. I've not really practiced standing up properly for a long time. I'll kind of jam standing up occasionally, but really sort of having a good old practice sesh standing up I've not done, which I'm gonna start getting into more, because this is a thing we can do. So for all of you out there that are struggling to play guitar standing up, my best advice to you to improve on this is to just do it. All right, there's no way to it. It's just a case of actually doing it. So next time it comes to your practice routine, whatever it is, even if it's just standing up and just jamming, yeah, if you normally do it sitting down, jam along to your favourite songs, try that session but standing up. Yeah, you might feel a little uncomfortable, it might feel a bit weird, you may not be able to nail some riffs the way you do sitting down, but that's just because you're not used to playing standing up. And it's beneficial to know. There's certain riffs that I seem to struggle to play when I'm stood up, but when I'm sat down like this, I can really nail them, but standing up, it's a little bit more difficult. So it's very, very beneficial to practice and learn to play guitar sitting down and standing up. I mean, this can go for, really, really good players to somebody who's just starting out. If you're just getting into it, you're a beginner and you're doing your practicing and you're doing this, even if you're just practicing basic chords and stuff like that, you should definitely do it sitting down and standing up. I mean, you can hold the guitar like this, which some people do, which kind of mimics the way the guitar sits when you're stood up. So that might, help you when you're actually stood up. But I still think being on your feet is a totally different feel. No matter which way the guitar is angled, actually standing up it's a totally different vibe. I'll give you a quick example of if I'm recording a cover or I'm recording something, there'll be a certain riff that I just can't get down when I'm sitting down playing. Some reason I just can't get it, but when I stand up, I can nail that riff perfectly. So it's kind of like certain things need to be practiced in certain positions, and then certain things need to be practiced when stood up. So like some riffs I can just nail when I'm like this, sitting down and I'm in the moment recording, but other riffs I can't do for shit when I'm standing up. So that's where I need to practice, and that's where it comes in to, should you practice standing up or sitting down? Well, you should practice both. Put time into practicing while you're sitting, put time into practicing while you're standing. So when it comes to any one of those situations where you're sitting down jamming or you're standing up, you're doing your first gig or something, say you're in a band and you've got a gig coming up, but you've never really practiced your guitar part standing up, get on that, because as soon as you get on stage, you can't have a seat. You can't have a chair or a stool to play the gig. You've got to be on your feet, but not just standing. You've got to be moving around, getting the energy going, okay? So here's a good tip for you, which is one thing that I used to do a lot back in the day, is I know a lot of you do this now. When you're practicing, say you're jamming along to some of your favourite songs, don't just sit there or don't just stand there. Like, get up, get your guitar, plug it in, play along with the song, but move around, give it some energy. Sometimes I walk around the room and play, so then it gives me that experience of holding down a riff tightly and still moving around. So that's another good thing that you could practice and work on when standing up, not just standing, but moving around as well. So guys, I hope that made sense to some of you, because I know it did come across in the comments of people asking, should I practice standing up or should I practice sitting down? I can't seem to play this or that when I'm standing up. Practice both, okay? Even if it's in, say you do an hour's practice, spend half of that doing some sitting down practice, and then the rest of it standing up, moving about. It's a different angle, it's a different feel, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be with both, and you won't be kind of lost with when it comes to standing up and playing. You won't kind of be thinking, why can I play this sitting down, but I can't play it when I'm stood up? Oh, and obviously as well, you know when I mentioned about when you stand up, the guitar goes to a different angle? So does your arm. I mean, sitting down here right now, my arm is at this angle, but when I stand up, let me just get my strap on. Yeah. So when I'm sitting down, my arm is angled here, but when I'm stood up, I'm here. Okay, so it's a different vibe, it's a different feel. You're going to be, I guess in a way, using different muscles, but you're not in a way. It's just all from a different angle. So like you may be comfortable here because your arm's resting. Your arm's got to rest on that body of the guitar. But as soon as you stand up, that's kind of gone. And depending on how low you have your guitar, but for me, you can see here, I'm not really resting like this. I'm kind of just, you know, it's just a different angle, unless you've got an Explorer. Explorers are great. Even when you're sitting down or standing up, they've got that big old bit that comes out here, which is a bit of a nice armrest, which is always good. So yeah, just be wary of that things are going to shift and be at different angles when you're standing up compared to when you're sitting down. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video on my opinion and my thoughts on standing up or sitting down. Yeah, you should totally do both. So remember that next time for your practice routines. If any of you have any more questions and things that maybe you want me to answer about playing or anything like that, put it in the comments and maybe we'll do some more videos like this, because I do love reading comments and having people's questions and taking them and putting it into a video and giving you guys my thoughts and hopefully help you achieve your goals of what it is you want to do. So thanks for watching guys. As always, comment below, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, all that cool stuff, and as always, rock out, be awesome, and I will see you very soon. See ya!